the middle kid in the family, so it was kind of always my job to perform and keep everybody, balanced with humor. Like driving to work and being stuck in traffic. If I come on the radio and you hear me while you're stuck in traffic, I've succeeded. So I don't necessarily want to be famous, but I want to be a part of people's lives. I want to be that in-between moment, a moment of reflection, or adding some meaning into chasing it every day like you have to here in this city.
Hi, we're Mayor Ferrari, and you're watching
Band in Seattle.
On KSTW.
Unbelievable!
Hi, we're Mayor Ferrari.
And you're watching Band in Seattle.
On KSTW.
Tonight on Band in Seattle, synth rock quartet Mirror Ferrari, recorded live at Victory Studios, proving that sometimes all you need is a group of friends, a couple of synthesizers, and killer hooks. Band in Seattle, uncover the music that moves you.
Brian and I started this band. Both of us had been in a lot of other projects that were, about trying to succeed as a band. And we decided when we came together that we had something special and that we would make the band about friendship first.
It was just the two of us. It was really fun, but we were definitely always missing something.
So we were lucky enough to know a couple of synth players.
It kind of happened at the same time with Jonah and Chelsea. Chelsea moved in and started playing the bass.
So I got this microKORG collecting dust on my shelf until I took it out one practice and they were like, hey, that sounds really cool.
Jonah is a mad scientist. I really only know the names to a couple of the chords that I play. Jonah can always find the root to that.
Having a sound that has a lot of variety is really important in the music we play, just for little tweaks of the knob that can make things a little more expressive or like a longing feeling.
That song is kind of about the irony of growing up with so many commercials, especially like soda commercials, and the romance. You can see Sidney Crawford standing by the Pepsi machine and the James Dean icon rolling up in his old truck, and we're all addicted to sugar. My name is Noel Leaf. I play guitar and sing for Mirror Ferrari. I'm also a janitor. Mirror Ferrari, we just wanted household names, like Light Bulb, Radiohead, Mirror Ferrari. Azalea Madison has a ton of meaning for us, actually. We've never even told anybody this, but we wrote that song after this last summer somebody jumped off the Madison overpass, and we didn't know her name.
We didn't really intend on making a song necessarily about that situation, but I think my bass line is super simple, but it kind of is this wave going down. And I think we all recognize that everything we were doing in the song kind of went along with the story very perfectly.
We've always liked the atmospheric feeling of like movie soundtracks, and especially like the Blade Runner soundtrack in particular. We like that kind of moody, fleshy sound.
The art comes from being a group together, almost like a flock of birds that can turn on a dime. And I think that's where the magic is, having a group of people that know each other enough that when somebody does something, we can all react to it. When we're on, we all feel it, and we have that sort of synchronized feeling of a group together.
I think it is random, because I think beauty comes out of random moments that you weren't expecting to have. And I think some of the greatest things we've done really has just been through improvisation.
They get mad at me for not playing the same thing twice.
Wow. Yeah, Noel's really tall.
He grew up in some sort of commune type thing in the Middle East.
I was raised in a pretty big family, one of 7 kids, so right smack in the middle of 7 kids.
So is everybody tall like you?
Yes.
When we come back, we'll learn a whole lot more about Mirror Ferrari.
Snake Like it's really a political song if you want it that way.
I call Snake Like Noel's song. It's sort of about him.
He's really masterful. He knows a lot of things about a lot of things. But I think in the music world, he has a really good ear, but he also has this really great kind of dominance about him that I think every band needs, kind of the head of the snake, if you will.
Noel's definitely an interesting person. He's been through some incredibly intense experiences in his life, and that, to me, helps make music more beautiful.
He's family. He's a brother. I mean, really, that's what it boils down to.
I was 7 years old. My father got me my first guitar. I think he sold his Silver Star, which he got in Vietnam, actually, to buy me a little acoustic. You know, super poor family, basically gypsies, and my dad managed to get me a guitar. And that was basically my only possession for a long, long time when I was little. I didn't have toys. I had this guitar, which I really didn't even know how to play. We would just tune it open, and then I could just strum on it, which I'm sure, you know, was super annoying, but that was really my first step with a musical instrument. I came to Seattle in 2001. In a climate like Seattle, it's so expensive to live here. You have to work all the time. You know, your work, and then any off time you have, you know, if you're lucky, you get the chance to put that into your art or your passion. You know, and you have to prioritize. You have to get up in the morning and you have to say, look, I've got to get this work done, but I'm also putting this time aside to play music and to try to, you know, chase it.
A beautiful light just entered the room, and now I'm flooded with hope. Its energy, a silver beam, now clear to me. home. Shadows are rejected. Why they won't speak? I was born with a snake-like loss. I was born with a gun in my hand. I was born an American.
I've always felt very in touch with the spirits that are in a room, that are in a place. And that first room that Mirror Ferrari got together in was a room here in Seattle that had a lot of musicians come and go out of it. We used to kind of joke that the ghosts were driving us forward on some of the songs. And when you play a Fender like I do with the reverb turned up as high as it does, you get a lot of kind of false notes, a lot of secret notes that come out of strumming the guitar. You get a lot of like fruit out of the wood, sort of, out of your instrument. And so we've always referred to those as ghosts, kind of, you know, you got to check in with the ghosts. Do the ghosts like that?
House Full of Laughter is a sweet and tender song. It is about Noel's brother that passed away.
After the break, lots more to uncover about Mirror Ferrari.
House Full of Laughter is for my little brother that passed away. He was in a car accident. He had a problem with drugs, and he drove into a Metro bus. So that song doesn't have a lot of words. It's more just kind of the feeling. Yeah,
Such a sad subject and such a happy name. What's that?
During his struggles, every now and then he would kind of surface. And the most important thing was that everybody was happy, you know, and everything was still okay, you know. And then one day he's gone and everything's fine.
Jonah, what he brought to the band when he came in was really this, I'm into electronics. I love electronics. I love my cell phone. I love my computer. I'm gonna bring all of it to practice and have this whole setup, you know. And we were all like, we just wanted to make really organic. And if there was gonna be a synth in the band, then it was gonna be a really organic synth. He made it work in his own way, and I think we've also learned to really trust him.
I got a bachelor's in music. I was in the performance and music program for a little while, but 4 to 6 hours a day practicing was a bit intense during college. So I've been in this band for about 1.5 years, and for me it's just an opportunity to learn the digital side of music. In terms of the sounds, it's been difficult because it's so overwhelming with the computer and sort of the infinite possibilities. Just choosing one sound and then exploring the variations you can manipulate that sound really helps. And having a sound that has a lot of variety is really important in the music we play. When you're performing, you're with your instrument, you're interacting with your bandmates, and Noel's really particular about the sound and believes in the almost, I guess, the honesty or the authentic sound of analog versus digital. In a guitar, you're touching the frequencies that you're playing.
Chelsea has an amazing ear. When Chelsea started playing with us, she had been kind of consulting for us for a couple of months before she started playing. She started coming to the practices, and She came and sat in on the recording of the first record, and she always was constantly giving us just wonderful advice about the sound, the taste, and she really has her finger on that in a way that just keeps us honest and keeps us connected to a beat that I don't think we would be connected to if Chelsea wasn't involved.
She's got a really good ear. I think the bass lines have been really amazing sounding. When she's dialed in, it's supportive, it's inspiring. She also has a good sense of song structures and various styles of music and how to sort of guide Mira Ferrari's sound and what's coming next.
We embrace and you collapse. She wants to know our lives.
I wrote Eyes for a girl, actually, that I could never quite seem to fit the bill. I could never quite make the grade. She had really beautiful eyes. That'll always stick with me.
When we come back, we'll learn a lot more about Mira Ferrari.
Ferrari was a unit before I came in, and they would play this song in band practice that was never a part of their set or anything, and it was called Eyes. And it was this really strange kind of dreamy, like screamo thing, and every single time Noel played it or played a little bit of it, I was like, people would love this, and I love this song. Why don't you guys play this? I don't understand, you know? And they were like, well, it's just kind of like a jam out song, you know?
Brian is that guy that you can always count on. He will literally give you the shirt off his back. Brian is a really interesting player too. He doesn't play a real straightforward style, which can be kind of difficult sometimes, you know, as far as walking into that pocket. But he always comes up with a very interesting kind of jazzy inside beat. So Brian's a special guy.
He's a painter, he's a drummer, he's a lifelong friend, he's somebody I can trust, somebody I love. It's like wearing an old glove when I play with him. I take it for granted. It's something that feels good. He knows when I'm playing, I know when he's playing. Something you get from knowing somebody for a long time. Music's something, it's a passion, it's a love, that what I put in comes back. I'm also a teacher, and I think the more experiences I do, the more I'm available for more students. I'm learning new things, I'm continuing to love the music. Maybe I can inspire some kids to be more passionate about music. We're making as a unit is always inspiring me, and I think it's slowly but surely becoming music that I would want to put on in my car and listen to, and I think my friends would really like. If we are liking what we're doing and we're challenging ourselves and challenging our musical ear, then I think we're doing something good, and I think it's great to have this musical outlet for all of us. I think we all need it in some way or another.
It's a communication that you don't get from normal talking. Emotions get in the way of what you're trying to say. When you're playing music, it just happens. I mean, you communicate and your ideas play off each other, and you just create something unique.
I think if we can just emphasize that, we're at the core, we're friends, and no matter what, we're a team as a band, and the music really comes second. And I think if you treat things that way, where you put heart into things, it just comes back, it comes back for you.
To uncover more of the music that moved you tonight, go to bandinseattle.com, where you can learn more about Mirror Ferrari and watch their full concert. Tune in next week to uncover more music that moves you on Band in Seattle.